It is a privilege to have this opportunity to visit with you. I'm Sister Thomas Welder and have long been associated with the University of Mary. From time to time, I'm invited to visit with our students about servant leadership. And after one of those classes, a student came to me and said, "Sister, it doesn't make sense. Servant leader, it has to be an oxymoron. The servant typically is behind the scenes, doing the work, the heavy lifting, and the leader is out in front, in the spotlight, getting all the attention." Anais Nin, a French-American author, has made the statement that we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. And so for the leader who sees the world as all about me, this is a leader who needs to hang on to power. This is a leader who will command and control. On the other hand, if we see the world as other-centered, then it's not clutching power, it's empowering. It's moving toward others, not to command or control, but to serve. How blessed we are that we have the greatest of all models of servant leadership in Jesus himself, who often said in the gospel, "I came not to be served, but to serve." I want to speak about just one skill. I think it's the premier skill of the servant leader, and that is to listen. The observable skill of listening demands sacrifice and real service because you give your most irretrievable gift, and that is your time. That gift is irrevocable. But in addition to that, you bring your presence. You bring your full self. And so you silence that kind of internal conversation that goes on in all of our heads, and you silence your cell phone. And you are there for the other. You are there not only to hear, but to understand the needs of your patient or your client or your colleague. You are there with full interest in what they might need, with a full-heartedness that speaks to empathy and to compassion. There is no substitute for listening to those we serve. And that student that I mentioned, she is indeed a servant leader, not because of a book she read, not because of a lecture she heard, but because she saw it. She saw another student come forward and listen to the needs and step forward in service. Thank you for being those models of servant leadership. Thank you for making a difference for good, for your patient, for your client, for your colleagues. You are making a difference.